In an organization, the CXO roles are pretty much important, which includes CEO, COO, CTO, CFO, CIO. However, in this case, CTO and CIO are two pretty much important responsibilities and job roles which need to be discussed upon in this section. So, here we'll talk about both of them. Now, CTO refers to Chief Technology Officer, while CIO is Chief Information Officer. Let's use an analogy of a store in order to further understand on this topic. Taking example of a store where we have a store manager and a store marketing lead. Now let's focus on what their daily focus area or key responsibilities are. So the focus area for store marketing lead is more from the new customer application development and bringing in more loyalty programs so that more traction from the customer existing and most importantly new customers can come in. Talking about a store manager, the focus is more about managing the existing inventory, staff schedules like rostering and scheduling them, and finally the cost control. Second parameter, that is key decisions which are taken by a store marketing lead, is about experimentation, research and development on different platforms, which includes social media, using AR, which is augmented reality, and other trends. Talking about the store manager, the responsibilities and the key decisions are about the availability of the service, especially during the peak hours when the customer footfall is at its max. The third parameter is the success metric. Success metric for the store marketing lead is measured based upon what is the revenue growth by introduction of new services, new solutions, new apps, and what is the engagement rate of the customers. While on the other hand, for a store manager, the success metric is about downtime not happening and the employee productivity increasing. Lastly, in terms of interactions, the store marketing lead will always be moving outwardly, which is about new product solutions, new technologies. And they'll be interacting with the creative teams and developers in order to develop new solutions. However, the store manager is more inclined towards the internal system, which includes talking to the back office staff, IT help desk, and vendors in order to understand how the uptime, service, and availability for the store is working. So these are the differences between store marketing lead and the store manager because store marketing lead is analogous to how a CTO works, while the store manager is analogous to how a CIO works. Let's go ahead and understand the complete difference between both CTO and CIO. So as we discussed earlier, CTO is more focused towards the innovation, research and development, where new tech trends need to be understood and what the product roadmap is so as to bolster the user experience. However, CIO is more about overseeing the IT infra, talking to the vendors and how the business functions are working. The second differentiation is about the key decisions. CTO takes decisions on experimentation and the R&D part of it. So that new feature has to be included or new tech needs to be added in order to provide a better user experience. However, CIO is more about the availability of the service, like selecting the software, what should be the budget of that, and prioritizing the security upgrades so that the network uptime and availability is always there. The third differentiation is with respect to the success metric. For a CTO, the success metric is growth in the revenue by introducing new solutions, new tools, new applications, hence a high engagement rate. However, For a CIO, the success metrics is the saving of the cost, how much uptime and reliability the infrastructure, the IT setup is providing. Also, risk reduction and productivity. The last one is the interactions. The CTO interaction is more towards the engineering and the DevOps teams and product and marketing so as to make newer products, newer solutions which will meet the customer demands from a engagement perspective also. And for CIO, the interactions are mostly inwardly with the internal IT teams, with the vendors for improving the internal tools and their uptime. So this was the difference between how the CTO and CIO are related to each other and how different they are, their working responsibilities and scope, because CTO is always looking outwardly towards new market opportunities, while CIO is looking inside. Hope you like this video. Thank you.